by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. I read it one more time. Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, This is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. So the theme of this solution night is not by power, nor by might. It is our month of the supernatural. Not by power, nor by might, but by my spirit. What does Zerubbabel mean by this statement? What is the meaning of this statement? Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, This is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. In the journey of life, for the result and the accomplishment you desire, you need power and might. In the pursuit of the race of life, in the pursuit of the accomplishment of life, power and might are compulsory for the accomplishment of life. Life is a journey of pursuit, accomplishments, and results. And what you need to realize, the accomplishment and the pursuits of life are power and might. Power and might are the instruments for the pursuit of life to generate the results, the breakthroughs, and the accomplishments you desire in life. There are diverse segments and dimensions of power and might in life. For example, for a lady that is desiring to get married, it needs to be beautiful. Beauty is an aspect of power and might. If you are beautiful, you probably will see men who will be pursuing you all around. If you are handsome as a man, you probably will see ladies that are pursuing you all around. So beauty or being handsome is power and might. That's what you need to realize the accomplishment of life. If you want to get a job, you probably need to be educated. So education is power and might. Maybe you have first degree, not just ordinary degree, but first class. And maybe you have masters. That is power and might. Where a man with first class honors or master's degree will stand, and no ND won't stand there because he does not have the power and might like him. He does not have the might to match him. Sometimes in the pursuit of the race of life, you need skill. Skill is power and might. Skill, expertise, something you know how to do better than others. Manual dexterity that will make men to marvel at the results you are generating is power and might. Ability to know how to do something, how to maneuver it much more than others, to generate result much more than others, is power and might. Sometimes gifts and talents are power and might. When you are gifted and you are well talented, power and might. You know, it was that gift and talent that answered for Solomon. It was power and might. It was that wisdom that answered for Ahithophel. Power and might. It was that beauty that answered for Absalom. Power and might. Skill answered for David. Power and might. Sometimes to go ahead of your equals in life, you need connection. You know, you need to be connected to men of might. Men of timber and caliber that can introduce you to what you need and where you are going in life. So, connection to relevant quarters of life is power and might. Connection to strategic quarters of life is power and might. In summary, what is power and might? The instruments or the criteria that you need in life in the pursuit of the race of life to get from where you are going, from where you are to where you are going in life is power and might. It may be education, it may be beauty, it may be skill, it may be wisdom, it may be talent, it may be grace. Something that you need that can make you to outrun or outmatch your equals in life is power and might. Power and might. Power and might. Some people are orators. People like Barack Obama. When he stands like this to begin to talk, you feel like licking his lips. Power and might. And every time I can't forget that man. I like that man when the man speaks. You see people clapping their hand. Obama, Obama, clapping hand. Wow. Because he can't talk and you say he's not talking something. You begin to, people can pay thousands to attend seminars of people like that. Power and might. So these are power and might. Or everything you need in life to get you what you desire is power and might. Power and might. In the spiritual, some people can pray. So prayer is power and might. Some people can analyze scriptures. Power and might. Everything that you do that singles you out, everything that you do that creates a niche for yourself among your equals is power and might. Wow. In the journey of life, therefore, you need power and might to realize the pursuit and the accomplishment of life. You need power and might. You underplay the place of going to school, the place of education. If you want to amount to anywhere in this generation, no, power and might. Or will you want to become anything in our generation and you are still analog? No, sir. You have to move from analog to digital. Power and might. Power and might. Power and might. They told us of that professor in the university that was given an interview to come to do an interview in America. They invited him from Nigeria to America for an interview. He's a professor of architecture. So he was going and he carried drawboard. And he carried, what do they call it? That T-square, mommy. Thank you, man. He carried his T-square, very new T-square. And carried very fantastic and gathered them together and those long, he was going to America. He got to that place, they looked at him The first question they asked him, he was looking up and down. He came back to Nigeria the way he came. You know why? He didn't have power and might. Power and might. So, the accomplishments of life. You want to get married? You want to get job? You want to succeed in an adventure? You want to get ahead of your equal? The accomplishments of life answer to power and might. Power and might are those resources of life, those instruments in life that you have access to that can distinguish you, that can help you to generate record-breaking accomplishment in life. Power and might. In the days of the great Diana, the whole world celebrated Diana on the platform of her power and might. Power and might. But let's go back to the scriptures. Zechariah chapter 4 verse 6. Our text for this night vigil. Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, This is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. So what is he telling Zerubbabel? Your power and might will fail you until the Spirit arrives. Wow. Power and might will fail you until there is the tonation of the Spirit upon that power and might. So it is the Spirit upon beauty that make beauty attract marriage. Or else, you continue with that beauty and die and go to the grave like that. Nobody will look at you. Wow. It's not the quality of the degree you carry that determine what you get in the race of life. It is the Spirit upon the certificate that compel the certificate to attract the necessary job you desire in life. So it is not the connection you have or who you know that determine what will work for you, except the Spirit rests upon it. So the instruments in your hand, the criteria with you, that you went to school, that you had first class, that you were beautiful, that you were skilled, that you were able to manipulate any of the resources of life, are not sufficient to carry you to anywhere in life until the Spirit alight upon it. So God spoke to Zerubbabel. Don't rest solace on power and might, on what you have, or what you're able to do. It is by my Spirit. Until my Spirit come upon what you have will disappoint you to carry you to where you are going. Power and might. So the Spirit is the enabler that compels power and might to produce result in life. The Spirit is the enabler. I hope you have not forgotten the great preaching of Peter on the day of Pentecost, Acts of the Apostles chapter 2. By the time he finished the preaching has no introduction. It has no division of message. The preaching didn't follow anything. He was combining conclusion with introduction. But by the time he finished, he said, Men and brethren, this your message is too long. We want to answer altar call. You are too late to call altar call. And by the time he said, okay, come, now those of you want to give your life to Christ, there was no man that was standing in the crowd. Everybody came out. They were under tormenting conviction of sin. The Bible told us that none of those who became born again that they backslid. They continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine. Not one backslid. You know why? Now, I want you to understand that that was not the first preaching of Peter. Peter had been preaching ever since, even in the days of our Lord Jesus Christ. He was among those 12 who went out when Jesus Christ sent them out and came back. But what was the difference in the preaching of Peter on the day of Pentecost and all the preaching has been preaching all this while? The Spirit. Not by power. We didn't hear of anyone getting born again in the preaching of Peter before that time. And he had been preaching all over the world. Not by power. Not by eloquence. Not by oratory. But by my Spirit. Wow. That rod had been in the hand of Moses for 40 years. All the rod that succeeded to do was to beat goat, and sheep, and cow. And moving from one forest to the other. It was ordinary rod. One day, sir, when the Spirit came and alighted upon Moses, God said, "What is this thing in your hand?" He said, "It is rod." "Ah, you call this one rod?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Put it down." He put it down, it became a serpent. Yeah. I've been carrying this thing around for 40 years. So I'm carrying snake around for the past 40 years. He ran. God said, "Don't run. Take it by the tail." Wow. For those of you that do a little bit of understanding, you know that they don't touch the tail of a snake. Because the poison of the snake is not in the mouth, but in the tail. Now, when God was commanding Moses to take the rod, he said, "Take it by the tail, where the poison is." After he took the rod and he took the snake, and the snake turned back to become a serpent, and turned back to become his rod. He looked at God. So what do I do now? God said, "Thou shalt take this rod in thy hand, with which thou shalt do signs." Exodus chapter 4 verse 17. "Thou shalt take this rod in thy hand, with which thou shalt do signs." The difference between the rod that Moses had been carrying over the past 40 years and this new rod now, the instrument for signs, is the Spirit. Not by... He took that rod, returned back to Egypt. What was impossible for 40 years became possible for 40 seconds. He performed signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. He compelled Pharaoh to surrender. He brought Israel out of Egypt with great signs and wonders. He had been trying to do that for the past 40 years. He couldn't do it. He was using power and might. Power and might failed him until the Spirit came. Power and might. The story is the same, all true, sir. David, it was the Spirit. Caleb, it was the Spirit. Samson, it was the Spirit. Saul, when he met the prophet, it was the Spirit. The apostles on the day of Pentecost, it was the Spirit. The story is the same all throughout today. So listen, power and might will fail until the Spirit rests upon them. It is the Spirit upon power and might that activate power and might for result in life. Your certificate won't produce any result. Your beauty will not help you. Your connection will fail you.